Steve Domenico from Domenico 101 MMA here at BST Gym here in, where are we?
London.
Excellent! I'm here here with Taylor Thompson, who is making her Amateur Women's MMA debut for Cage Titans this Saturday night at Plymouth Memorial Hall.
Yeah.
Congratulations,
Thank you.
Taylor.
Thank you.
How are you feeling going to your first MMA fight?
I'm so stoked. I've been waiting for this for a while now. I haven't been training for a super long time, but when I started training, I realized how much I love the sport, and I just knew that this is what I want to do. And you know, it's been a little bit tricky trying to find matchups and everything. Like, there's not a ton of women around in New England, but you know, when they offered me this match, I was like, yes, done. Like, this sounds amazing. I'm just excited to get in there and show what I can do.
Excellent, excellent. Now you come out of a great gym with, you know, big pro MMA fighters here.
Yeah.
How is their development or in getting you into this fight? Like, did they have a say in the decision, or did you? Like, I know they have to say, hey, you're good enough, but did you go to them and say, hey, I want to go in the cage and beat someone up? You know what I mean? Or
yeah, I mean, there was definitely a lot of dialogue between me and my teammates and my coaches and everything like that, trying to figure out, you know, like, is it too soon? Do we want to wait longer? Like, what do we want to do with this?
Yeah.
But you know, I mean, like you said, I train with some beasts here, and you know, we kind of figured like I'm on that same level training wise with them. Like, we'd all have different strengths, different weaknesses, and everything, of course. And I'm not saying I could beat either of them up in the cage.
Yes, yeah. But you felt you felt them in training, so you know.
Yeah, and then I've done training camps with them before.
Yes.
So even though I didn't have a fight, I still went through the same camp as they did. You know, like all the same cardio and strength and conditioning, everything like that.
Yep.
And you know, I know that I'm cut out for it. Since Richie has such a good relationship with Cage Titans, because he does commentary for them and everything like that, he kind of knew the right people to talk to and everything to see if they could get me a match, and they did, and I couldn't be happier.
and what a great match, because you're fighting another woman that's making her amateur debut too, and she's actually trains at City Odd Tongue in Boston, which is a big gym. So
another great school.
So this is like a big New England women's matchup too. You know, because like you said, it's hard to get women's matchups, and when you actually get two making their debut, it's kind of special, because we need more women in it. So this is a big thing. And as far as you talking about Richie, like he's pumped up about you getting in there, because I talked to him about getting an interview, and he goes, oh, you got to make sure you interview Taylor, who's making her MMA debut. And I was like, women, making their, fighting in MMA. Of course, I want more, get more women out there. So I love it out of you, and you're excited about it, and you talk about, you haven't been doing it that long. And I'm finding that a lot with the new up and coming, young women and men in the sport that. They're starting later in their careers. They were athletes, because you told me you swim, like you were a swimmer, which that's not a piece of cake to be a swimmer. There's a lot of cardio involved in that, a lot of muscle, a lot of everything. So you do have, that athletic part. So you just come to the right gym or gyms that get you molded. So I love it.
So it's like I don't have a ton of martial arts experience prior to training at BST. I did train a little bit when I was living in Utah at Jeremy Horn's Elite Performance over there. That was kind of what got me interested in the sport. I was like, okay, I enjoy this as a hobby, and I was still in college at the time, so I wasn't like aiming for, like I'm gonna make this a career or anything like that at that point. But they were like a great team to work with over there. After I graduated, I ended up taking I didn't go to an MMA gym for maybe like 2 years, just like traveling, moving around. And then after I moved out here, I decided, I was like, I enjoyed it before, like let me find a gym. I looked up local MMA gyms, and at the time Jorge Rivera had the Rivera Athletic Center that was open down here, and I was like, he's a UFC veteran, he's gonna know what he's talking about. I'm let me go over there. Started training with him and the team that was over there. And when he ended up moving down to Florida, BST kind of came out of the old Rivera Athletic Center. and I was like, you know what, this is my team.
Yeah, and here we are. I mean, what a team it is. And you know, a great team to be backing you, making your first, you know, your first MMA fight.
For sure. And so in addition to working at BST and everything, I've actually also started going over to Worcester MMA.
Okay.
Because they have quite a few women in their jiu-jitsu program over there.
Excellent.
So it's been you know, excellent for me to combine the two teams in order to, you know, get all the cross training that I want, and you know, be able to test myself against various types of people, as opposed to, you know, just like all the men that are in the same weight class over here, you know. So
a different look, because what I'm finding out, you know, and there's a lot of cross training going around. Like, you know, your training partners Richie and Chris, they go to, you know,
they go over to Triforce.
Yeah, Triforce. They move around and they get them looks, and it, you know, it's showing because, you know, like you said, you train with these people every day. They kind of get to know your, you know,
your specific style.
But if you, you know, you roll with someone else that doesn't know anything, there's little things that might work on them that, you know, don't work on these guys. So it's great.
Or maybe I can pull off something against these guys, and I go over there and they have an easy defense for it. I'm like,
you're like, oh my God.
I'm glad I figured this out now instead of in the ring.
Exactly. So it's Saturday night. We're only a few days away. It's your first MMA fight. What's going through your mind right now? Like, what, you know, what it's like, what's going through it right now?
I feel pretty good. I'm pretty relaxed. My weight's right on schedule for where I need to be for my weight cut. Like, I'm not even stressed about it. I'm just really focusing on, you know, fine-tuning some things. I'm not really like trying to figure out like, oh, what's this new elaborate move that I can learn, or what's this complicated combo. It's like, no, at this point I'm just trying to focus on fine-tuning what I'm already comfortable with, getting a little bit more cardio in, and, you know, just polishing up as opposed to trying to, you know, add something new to the, you know, my armory.
and enjoying it and just absorbing, you know, the moments up to it. It's great. You know, me being a part of it, getting to interview you, and because, you know, I'm going to see you down the road after you got a few fights under your belt, and it's going to be, things are going to be so different. It's going to be great. So, you know, I wish you well.
Thank you.
I can't wait. I'll be there. I'll be there watching you two, you know, new amateurs go at it. So last thing I want to ask you is, like, how do we get in touch with you? Because you're popular. I did make a poster for you, and I posted this poster, and it's like going everywhere. I'm like, oh my God. I go, like, she's well loved around you. You must be, you know, you're a guy. I followed you on Facebook a little bit before I came here, and so, and you know, you got a lot of things going on over there. There's a lot more to Taylor than just MMA, and you know what I mean. So New England will find out down the line, but I wish you well. So shout outs, how do we get in touch?
So I have a Facebook page. I made a separate athlete page. That way everything doesn't get like, you know, drowned out in my various posts about some random wildlife tidbit that you don't really like interested in.
That's what I do.
So my athlete page is Taylor Thompson MMA. Super easy. I also have Instagram. It's thompson.taylor.k. I've tried to make that one simple as well. I don't really use Snapchat or Twitter or anything like that. Maybe later.
There's too many of them. You know what I mean? You get good at one of those social medias and you blow up something. You know what I mean? So it's all good.
But I did want to give a quick shout out to my sponsors, Medina Photography.
She's my buddy.
She's been behind me from the beginning. Like, before I even knew I wanted to compete, she was already like, let me know when you're going to compete and I got you. Excellent. And I was like, I already have a sponsor. I haven't even fought yet, or I haven't even tried to arrange a fight. So from the beginning, I also have TKO Auto Sales, and they've been great. Like, I popped into their garage once, and I was like, we were like bare knuckle boxing, like sparring, and like
women MMA is exciting. You don't see it, like, it's new to some of these people, so it's awesome.
But like they were all so excited when they heard I was gonna fight, and one of them used to be a fighter, and he had his old belt in there, and as we were like shadow boxing around, like he was just like, this is yours, this is yours.
Shined
like,
it up a little bit for you.
So they've been great too, and they've, you know, jumped through hoops to make sure that I have everything that I needed. So I definitely wanted to give both of them a shout out. I also wanted to give a shout out to Titan Athletics up in Maine. You know, whenever I travel up there, they're always super excited to see me, and they're like, yeah, come in and cross train.
You were just there last Saturday. We went to the fights down there, and you went hiking down there and up there and everything. So
yeah, no, I love to go hiking as cross training and stuff. You know, you get a better view, you know, as opposed to like in an MMA gym, you're like, oh, concrete walls again. So I like to mix it up.
Nice.
But yeah, no, Titan Athletics has been great. Like anytime that I'm traveling up in Maine, they're more than happy to have me come in and either do some no-gi rolling or do pads, you know, whatever. It's been great. So they've been nothing but supportive.
I love it. New amateurs coming in, they got sponsors. I don't even have sponsors. These kids got sponsors. I love it. They're working it. They're working it out there. All right, my friend. Thank you for everything.
Yeah,
I wish you luck. I love it, and I'll be there rooting you two ladies on because I want to see more of it. So we got Taylor Thompson fighting Cage Titans this Saturday night, August 12th, Plymouth Memorial Hall. Her first amateur women's fight here against another debut for another woman here. So great for New England, great for women's MMA around here. So from BST's gym, we'll see you Saturday night.